Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your December 2017 mid-month readings. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Welcome to any newcomers. Thank you always for your like, share, subscribes, and all your support, feedback, and comments. You guys are brilliant. Keep them coming. And always a big thank you to those of you who continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings and keep me so busy and occupied and fulfilled in doing that. Always an honor and a pleasure. Thank you so much. And if any of you are interested in receiving a personal one-on-one reading with me, live or recorded, you can go to, and you haven't read with me before, you have, and you've forgotten the information, you can go to my YouTube channel's homepage, click on the About button, and there you will find all the information about what I do, the services I offer, and my contact information. I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is what I do. So turnaround time for personal readings, live or recorded, is usually pretty fast. I'm always able to get back with you within the first day or within 24 hours of your initial contact with more information. And setting up a personal reading can be anywhere from a few days upwards of 2 weeks, but almost always within a 2-week period of time we can set something up for you, live or recorded. I do a wide variety of readings. And this time of year, we're right in the middle of the holiday season and Christmas is approaching, and I always get a lot of requests for gift readings. There's nothing more personal than a personal reading, and a lot of people like to purchase them and give them as gifts to friends, family, and loved ones. So that may be a consideration as well if you have someone that you don't know what to get them for, or this is something that they follow. And out of the readings I do, the 6 and 12-month overviews are usually, they're popular, any time of the year because they explore what energies are coming in all areas of your life for 6 or 12 months, depending on which option you choose. But they're always more popular towards the end of the year as we're transitioning into a brand new year. So you might consider those as well. You can email me directly at maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. And for those of you who are looking for just a really quick answer to a quick question or two, you can also find me under the smartphone app Instantgo, under the same name, Irish Gypsy. Fast answers for fast questions, as I always say. If you have a quick decision, a decision you need to make on the fly, or something you want to look at really quick, or you're curious about, maybe you just met somebody and you want to see how it kind of maybe might play out in the future, you can go to your smartphone app Instantgo and find me under Irish Gypsy. They have a couple of different options there. There's a one question, one answer option, or you can open it up to a short little chat reading via text. They also have a new video chat option as well. And that kind of puts me at your fingertips 24/7. Assuming I'm not asleep or otherwise occupied, of course. I can usually get back with you either immediately or quite quickly and pull cards for an answer. That's for those of you who are just looking for a quick answer or two to a quick question or two. So it's a great new feature. Check that out. And the rest of you who are looking for a more in-depth traditional reading, just email me. You can find all that information by clicking on the About button on my YouTube channel's homepage. My contact information for my email and Instantgo is also attached to the description of every video I post. So moving right along, make sure to check your rising and your moon sign videos as well. You may find additional insight and clarification there, and they may resonate a little more predictively for you over the next couple of weeks too, because these are general readings. As we always say, there's so many of you watching. All of you have different things going on in your life. So the area of your life it might resonate in and the degrees and intensity, the specifics and details will always vary, but the energy remains the same. So try to watch your sun, moon, and rising if you know them and if you can. So this video is for the earth sign of Capricorn for the last half of December. So we're looking just at the last couple of weeks of December as we close out the year of 2017 for the earth sign of Capricorn. What does the remainder of December and the remainder of this year have in store for our lovely Capricorns? Okay, Capricorn. We begin with the 10 of Wands, followed by the 8 of Cups. We have the 9 of Swords and the 3 of Pentacles. From the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and advice is the Knight of Pentacles. I'm going to pull one more to clarify that, 6 of Pentacles. Okay, I have a feeling that for a lot of you, this may resonate in the material part of your life or the physical concrete part of your life. Uh, You do in your main spread have one of each of the cards. You have one card from each of the four suits of the tarot. You have one wand, one sword, one cup, and one pentacles, just like Libra did. So kind of a nice balancing of elemental energy here, although your crowning card is a pentacles as well. And I pulled one card to kind of clarify that crowning card, which is also another pentacle. So you actually well, let's see, I pulled a total of 6 cards. You actually have 3 of them are pentacles. So in the tarot, pentacles is governed by the element of earth. And so in the tarot, the energy of this suit usually manifests in the earthly concrete area of your life, and it often shows up as pointing to things like money, finances, property, job, real estate, assets, etc. Tangible things that we can see and touch and feel, or tangible efforts of the work that we put into other areas of our life as well, because you can also always translate this energy into other areas of your life too. So it looks like there's some things coming to an end, a burden coming to an end. I just got the message, first and foremost, that some of you out there are actually, this has to do with a family home or property. Some of you are making the final payments on your home, or you may be selling a home or a piece of property as well. It's kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and start. We find ourselves around the middle of December 2017, Capricorn. I am recording this on the 11th with the energy of the 10 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. So Wands is fire energy. That's the element which governs the suit. And in the tarot, this is the energy of creation, fire. It's very fluid, dynamic, action-oriented, forward-moving energy. It's about creating, building, manifesting, change, movement, action, power. Tens in the tarot typically represent the end of cycles, something cycling down, something coming to an end, something coming to a place of culmination, fulfillment, achievement, where it can represent an ending or something, there's an ending or a chapter closing, so you're transitioning into something else. So the 10 of Wands is about a burden coming to an end, perhaps a cross you've had to bear for a while. I always get kind of a long-standing energy off of this card. I feel like the man, you can see the man in this in the picture in this card is carrying these 10 swords, and they are these 10 wands, and they are quite heavy, so heavy that he's bowed over by them and he can't, stand up. And I always feel like he started out maybe with 1 or 2 wands, and gradually over time it became 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 10. But he's at the end. We're at the 10 here. We're at the end of something. Something is coming to an end or coming to a fulfillment, a culmination energy. He's just about at his destination. You can see that his head is up, and what he's looking at is that place that's right ahead of him where he can lay these burdens down, stand up, roll his shoulders back, and take a deep breath again. Something coming to an end. For some of you, I think for a lot of you, this is in the physical, material part of your life. Some of you may be, I am getting that for some of you, it's property that you're coming to an end and you're walking away from. Either maybe you're making final payments on a home or a piece of property. You may be selling a home or a piece of property. You maybe haven't gone through a foreclosure or something of that kind. Some of you may be in the final stages of paying down a debt of some kind, or getting out from some kind of debt or financial encumbrance. Some of you, you can always translate this energy into other areas of your life, but what I channel first and foremost is the energy I'm feeling, and the energy that I'm feeling and the elemental energy is showing quite heavily in the earth sector of your life. So money, finances, property, those tangible aspects of that concrete day-to-day world we live in. The 10 of Wands is accompanied by the 8 of Cups. So cups is water energy. That's the element which governs this suit. And in the tarot, the suit of cups manifests usually in the emotional area of our life. It's about emotions, feelings, and relationships as well. The 8 of Cups is the card of walking away. It's a card of leaving behind that which either has run its course, it's turned out to be something different than maybe what you originally thought it was. There is often a sense of disappointment or disillusionment with the Eight of Cups, but a pretty assertive, definitive feeling of, okay, I'm done with this. I am leaving this behind. You can see that some of these cups are upright and full. Some of them are tipped over and spilled out. The implication being that this person has tasted and drunk from most, if not all, of these cups. And while he may have found them distracting or satisfying or interesting, after going through most, if not all of them, it's either not what he wanted, not what he thought it was going to be, or something has simply run its course. There's a sense of no longer getting any joy or satisfaction or fulfillment or purpose from it. So he has definitively made up his mind to turn his back and leave it behind. He's dressed for travel. He has his hat, his cloak on, his walking staff in his hand, and he's surveying the horizon, trying to decide where he's going to go from here. So it's about leaving something behind, and this has been kind of, I think, for a lot of you, a long-standing burden. You may not have the most clear or definitive idea of where you're going. Some of you may not. But what you do know is that you're leaving something behind. Something has come full circle. There's a sense of a burden, being out from under a burden, and you're walking away from it. You're leaving it behind. Some of you, this may be a joyful plan sort of thing, like making the final payments on home or property, or selling home or property, or perhaps it could be, leaving a job. Perhaps you're retiring. Some of you, it may not feel quite as voluntary. Maybe you've gotten unemployed recently, or found out that your company is downsizing, or you're getting out from under foreclosure, meaning you have to leave a piece of property behind or a home behind. Some of you are getting out from under a debt. Some of you can always translate this energy into relationship area too. You may be leaving a relationship behind that's been the source of a lot of struggle and conflict. Some of you, this may be about the legal division, the legal division of assets. Perhaps you may be dissolving a company of some kind and figuring out how to split what's left remaining. Some of you, it may be even going through a divorce and you're trying to figure out who, gets what and how things kind of get split up. But however the specifics and details manifest in your life, Capricorn, and it's going to vary because there's so many of you watching and it's a general reading, whatever this burden is, you are definitely leaving it behind. You're getting out from underneath it. You're walking away from it. Now, next we have the Nine of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. So I never really like seeing the Nine of Swords come out because Swords is air energy. That's the element which governs this suit. And in the tarot, this is an internal energy, internal kind of psychological. The energy of air is mental. It's cerebral, intellectual energy. It's all about what goes on up in our heads. It's about our belief systems, what we believe in, how we look at things, our perspectives, our outlooks, and how that affects the way that we relate to the world and people in the world as well. Our words and our ideas. It's also about truth, education, higher education, learning, clarity, illumination. It's all about this what goes on up here. The Nine of Swords is a card basically of obsessing over something, overthinking something, really stressing out a lot, too much about. It often shows up when somebody's worried about the future and they're kind of, like a dog chasing its tail, overthinking about it, obsessing on it, maybe focusing only on the negative. Can be keeping you up late at night, as it is with this woman. Really kind of interfering. It's a card. It's somewhat illusionary too, meaning that usually when the Nine of Swords comes up, it represents that you're thinking too much, you're obsessing too much, your anxiety, fear, self-doubt about what might happen in the future, what might not happen, how am I going to fix this, and how is this going to work out, and maybe imagining the most negative scenarios, really overthinking it. While the source of your anxiety and concern and fear and doubt might be valid, this card comes up when there's too much focus on it. There's too much energy on it, particularly on a future which you cannot really write anyway at all. It's kind of like future tripping, as I call it. And it usually represents, too, when this comes up, that you may be building something up in your head to be bigger and much worse than it actually is, than the actual reality of the situation calls for. So be vigilant about that energy. in regards to the situation. Now, the Nine of Swords is clarified by the Three of Pentacles. So here we have that earth energy. The Three of Pentacles is a card of compromise and negotiation. It's a card of teamwork, working together with another person or a group of other people in order to achieve a common cause or goal. Uh, and regardless of whether you actually like the people or person that you have to kind of compromise and negotiate with, I sometimes see this card come up in legal court situations or even like homeowners association meetings where you have to kind of sit down with another person or a group of people that you might not necessarily like, or you might not kind of agree with, or you might not necessarily choose to voluntarily kind of, work with. But there's something that has to be accomplished. Everyone agrees that there's this common cause, this common goal, something that needs to be accomplished. And so together you have to kind of work together, put aside any differences, kind of hash it out and come to an agreement on how this one thing is going to happen, is going to be resolved, is going to be solved. So compromise, negotiation, and teamwork. So that Nine of Swords is clarified by this. So it's a strong indicator that whatever the source of this extreme stress, anxiety, obsessive, negative focused energy is, it's about how you're going to get something done, how you're going to come to a final resolution on something. And it might be, needing to kind of compromise, negotiate, mediate something that's coming to an end, because you need to figure out how the end result's going to be. So again, for some of you, this is like kind of a classic combination. If you were going through a divorce, this would represent kind of, all of these things coming to an end, but you're really stressed out on kind of trying to agree with your ex about, okay, custody and division of financial assets and property and all of that kind of stuff, really kind of stressing about that. It could be, perhaps business. If you're selling a company or a company is going under, what do you do with any assets, or what do you do with any proceeds from selling it, or how do you divide things up, or what happens to the employees? For those of you for whom this is just purely a property issue, a family home, whether you're selling one or maybe going through a foreclosure process, again, the details are going to vary, and I'm getting kind of a variety of different stories for different areas of life. It's coming to an end, and there's a lot of stress, anxiety, and worry about, I feel like it's the final details, how it wraps up, how things get divided. A burden is coming to an end. You're getting out from underneath it. You're walking away, but there's still some kind of final things that need to be decided, and how you're going to work together, maybe with somebody you don't really want to work with, but you kind of have to in order to get this final thing resolved. So there's a lot of stress, anxiety, and worry about that, but it's unnecessary. The majority of it's unnecessary. So be vigilant about this energy. Don't feed it so much, because it can kind of grow and grow in your head till it becomes not even really reality based. So be careful about that. Now, your overall energy. Okay, your overall energy, I just got another message coming in. Your overall energy is the Knight of Pentacles, so more earth energy here. When knights show up, knights are the deliverers, the bringers of the tarot. They deliver results, and they can often represent the speed at which a situation moves, often fairly fast moving, because knights are known for being spontaneous and impulsive and charging right out, because they have missions, they have quests, they have things to resolve, and they're meant to solve it, to slay the dragon, rescue the princess, find that lost relic, and bring it back, deliver results. So often when knights show up, they often represent opportunities, offers or opportunities coming in, or that you're meant to seize on, offers and opportunities, and the speed at which a situation moves. The Knight of Pentacles out of all four of the knights would be the slowest, because he's powered by earth, but also the steadiest and most reliable. So this is a tangible offer or opportunity over the next couple of weeks of December. And I pulled a card to clarify that, because I was curious, and I pulled the Six of Pentacles, which is a card of even giving and receiving. It can represent being generous and lending money, being philanthropic, lending money, time, resources. You could be the one in the position of being the generous person who's giving or lending, or you could be on the receiving end. You could be on the recipient end of giving or receiving. And because it's paired with this Knight of Pentacles, so some of you, I'm just feeling nothing but earth energy. I mean, this could be love and romance for some of you, but honestly, I'm not feeling any of that. So for some of you, this thing coming to an end and stress and anxiety about how it's going to work out. Some of you may be in a position where you're being asked to help someone. You're being asked to lend money. You're being asked to help someone. And there's a lot of stress and anxiety over whether you can, over how you can. Perhaps it's a family member or a mate or something, and you maybe feel obligated to do so, but is this going to hurt you financially, or how's this going to happen? Some of you may be in a position where you've given a lot to someone or something, or invested a lot in something, and perhaps it's just not working and you need it to come to an end, and you're trying to figure out how to do that, how to say, no, this needs to stop. I can't do this anymore. And some of you may be on the other side of this. Some of you may be on the receiving end of this. Some of you, I'm getting to, again, this thing with property, or it could be a piece of property, a house, a piece of property, or a business. You may be considering getting a loan, borrowing money somehow, whether it's from a person or a financial institution. You may be considering getting a loan, or maybe being approved for a loan or something. But again, there's this to help you get out from underneath a critical situation, or help within a critical situation. Isn't it always when my computer chooses to put up some really funky music here? But again, there's something about the offer that you're stressed about. Maybe you're like looking at the interest rates, or you're looking at the payment schedule. Can I really afford to do this? Should I do this? Should I take this in order to get out from underneath where I'm at, or should I just kind of walk away from the whole mess and just say I'm done with this? I can't continue to invest in this anymore. It's too much of a burden. It's really interesting. So it'll be interesting to see feedback on this, because again, while I always say you can translate energy, the energy fundamentally remains the same regardless of how the specifics and details play out, because it's a general reading. What area of your life this may play out in, the energy fundamentally remains the same. But what I'm getting is it's mostly in that Pentacles Earth energy part of your life. You know, job, work, finances, property. That's what I'm getting. A burden coming to an end, or you're in a position to have something come to an end. But there's an offer or opportunity, whether you're on the receiving side of it or on the giving side of it. But there's a lot of anxiety on how to make it work, and how to perhaps work with another person or work with a group of people on how to resolve this and make sure that everything, you know, goes where it's supposed to go in a fair and equitable manner. So interesting reading, and that looks kind of like the energy of what's playing out for a lot of you over the next couple of weeks, in addition, of course, to it being the holiday season as well. It's not, it looks like it has kind of its challenges, but for some of you, again, a burden coming to an end is always a good thing. And I never like to leave a reading going, oh, it just looks like a challenging, interesting kind of situation, and good luck to you. There's always, you know, there's always a positive aspect to it. And some of you, this may be something coming to an end in a positive way. Some of you, it may be coming to an end and maybe not in as voluntary a way, but even in situations where something is coming to an end and you're having a difficult time dealing with it, things happen for a reason. Divine timing and orchestration, as time continues to play out, you will see that whatever is coming to an end or whatever is ending is meant to, because there's something better in store for you. So for those of you for whom this is a very difficult, challenging situation, kind of remember that too, as we're, and this is a good time of year for things to come to an end, especially burdens coming to an end, as we're transitioning out of an old year and looking forward into a new one as well. So great reading, powerful reading. Definitely at the end of this, you're going to be leaving behind whatever it is that is not working for you and has really become quite a heavy burden for you. So Capricorn, that pretty much wraps up your December 2017 general readings, your mid-month readings. I hope you have enjoyed them. I hope that it was helpful for you, that it provided some clarity, some validation, or food for thought for you. Thank you very much for watching it. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the big January 2018 readings, the beginning of a brand new year. Again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading for yourself or as a gift for friends, family, or loved ones, you want to do your end of the year readings, or you're interested in purchasing any of the overviews as well for what's coming up for you in the new year, feel free to go to my YouTube channel's homepage, click on that About button. You'll see all the information there, and my contact information information there, as well as attached to the description of every video that I post. You can email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you and set up a reading for you as quickly as possible. And for quick answers to quick questions, short little reads via chat reads via text or video call, you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under the same name, Irish Gypsy, and that link is also on the About button on my YouTube channel and attached to the description of every video that I post. Thank you for watching, Capricorn. I'll see you on a couple of weeks in the new year for the next set of general readings, and until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a very happy life and a wonderful holiday season as we finish out the year of 2017. Take care, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.